Hiya.
Right, Alex.
How's it going, mate? So you've been attempting to go plastic free?
Yeah. It's something that's relatively new, that we've been doing it probably for the last month or so.
Okay, great.
In our film, one of the big things that we obviously discovered was kind of like looking at how our daily lives, you know, when you start to look at the impact of the choices we make, and then you look to the end of that chain of events, you know, it's just enough to strike you down.
Yeah.
And we've kind of like shut these things away, you know, but it seems we're living in a time now with the plastic in the oceans, and you know, a lot of the attention that is coming to these things now, of like really sort of having to sort our stuff out, like, you know, and start demanding something different. But there was also an incongruence in our lives, to be fair.
Sure.
You know, we've been touring the film, we've been showing the film, we've been showing people this impact and stuff, and as we're on the road, you know, we're moving from place to place, and
going to supermarkets,
you know,
and
supermarkets,
like,
we don't know
to grow food, and
we've just been
it's
like
really been hard, hasn't it? So we were sort of coming back now and having a little bit more time and being a bit more rooted at sort of saying, right, okay, now's the time to really try and make that commitment to using less packaging and to trying to make those changes, because actually, like, when you're on the road and you're moving a lot, it's not easy to do.
Sure, no, I understand that.
And I think we also had our own, you know, habits around consumerism and things that we like.
Yeah.
You know, and things that sort of we feel we're entitled to.
Yeah,
because they've always been there, and you know, and so it's a process. It's there's a practical dimension to it, and then there's also a sort of a psychic.
Initially, people need to become conscious of the impact they're having through the things they're buying.
Yeah.
And that's one stage, but then you've got to implement it and start making the changes. So can you guys share a few things that you're doing to really reduce your packaging at the minute?
Well, one of the first things is we decided to go dairy free. So now we're meat and dairy free, and that has reduced our packaging because we're not buying things like cheese and things that are in plastic. But we are really as well making an effort to do things like getting a veg box, or going to the local farmers market where we can get fresh fruit and veg and use our own bags. And then where we met you at Charlotte's Cupboard, which is where they have all dried goods, and you go with your own jar, and you just like we got some apricots yesterday, and it ends up being cheaper as well than buying stuff in the packaging, and you just fill up your jars, and then when it's full, we'll have some lunch soon, okay? And a little bit of food. So that's been a big thing. And then do you want to talk a bit about the shop that we've got here at the co-op?
Yeah, so we're part of a little co-op, arts co-op, and what we've decided to do here is to get bulk orders in for rice, grains, various things,
and then
share washing up liquids, etc.
Washing powder.
Washing powder we buy in big bulk containers.
All the essentials.
And then basically we just pay into that. If we want something for the shop, we take it and we pay into it. And that's something that we've actually, when we were on the road, we encountered in a few little communities.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Place in Glastonbury that does that.
So it works out cheaper, and then obviously a lot less packaging involved. Yeah,
and no one's adding a cut on top. It's not like when you buy something even from the market, like they have to add a cut on top.
They need their percentage
to get the percentage. But when you buy it if you get together as a community, get bulk order, and then just have someone who's responsible for doing that, you'll pay the low price that you'd get for the bulk price. So it works really well for everyone. Yeah.
Okay, great. I want to award you guys a stainless steel straw. We both have 4.5-year-old daughters who absolutely love straws, and straws being a big problem nowadays. This is one thing that can make a difference.
I mean,
Thanks,
Solara really likes her straw, and we keep trying to reuse the plastic ones, you know, because we've never been able to get one of these. And
they only go so far.
But she chews it up every time, and I'm like, Solara, why do you chew your straw? And then another straw, and so thank you.
No problem. Yeah, reusing coffee cups.
Reusing coffee cups. Yeah,
stainless steel straws.
Reuse jars.
Reuse jars.
Yeah, we're quite like.
We do try. We've got a little kind of like bamboo coffee cup that you can get your coffee takeaway
or
coffee
if not,
in.
I even, you know, if I do have a coffee cup, I'll rinse it out, dry it, and take it back and reuse it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Sort of like, oh, don't take a lid. You know, when you take coffee, just don't have a plastic lid.
If you have to go to the supermarket, instead of getting it in a plastic bag, you can just, the fruit and veg, you can just literally just take it in the trolley and stick the label on top of it. And
stick them on your hands, the label.
Yeah,
I mean, all of these things could look a bit odd.
Yeah.
But like, some things got to change.
But it's the little things that make the difference. I think
is.
As soon as you start taking that responsibility, you become conscious of other things you hadn't even thought of before that you're recycling, or, you know, and it wasn't necessary to make that purchase.
I mean, you know,
that's the thing. It's like, I think a lot of the plastic stuff is actually luxury items anyway, and it's stuff that, you know, if you think about it, not only has it got the plastic that's bad for the planet, but it's probably something that's not that good for your personal health either. So I think that those two things really they actually work really well together, and it makes complete sense because of that interconnectedness, but good for the body, you know, fresh and local, and not wrapped in plastic is going to be good for the planet as well.
Sure. It's a good harmony when you get something that's good for the individual, but that's also good for the planet.
I think so. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can only improve.
It can only improve, and it's a journey, I think we're all on.
Yeah,
and
not to sort of beat each other down. And
exactly.
I think that's when people close down. So
exactly,
support one another.
Those small steps make big changes. So everyone needs to be looking at what small steps they can implement.
For sure.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
Cheers. Thank you.